So Svet Omer is this time, and the offering, the Korban offering of this Omer was what? Omer Saurim was animal food, was the food of the horse, the barley. It was a barley offering which is not human. Humans, they eat normally wheat. Barley is mainly for the animal food. And the Korban, the sacrifice of the Omer, is the barley of the animal to show that right now, until we receive the Torah and Shavuot, we're like animals. So we're like animals, that means there's a bit of dini, there's a bit of judgments now. So 25, the midpoint, tonight, Netzach and Netzach, is a changing point. In history, in Breslov history, many things happened on this day. Shmuel Horvitz, he writes in his biography, Yemei Shmuel, who was in jail. He was caught in Moscow because he smuggled himself in order to get to Uman. He went to the Ukraine from Poland. He was almost killed. There was shooting at the border. He was at the border, and all he had was his tefillin on, and he was lying on the ground while the patrol, the Russian, the Soviet, communist patrol, they were shooting. They didn't see anybody. It was the middle of the night. They were shooting and shooting, and all night he was crawling with his tefillin. He smuggled himself in. He made it into Ukraine. He was stuck in Uman for about a year and a half, 2 years. He was zochet to be in Uman Rosh Hashanah a few years. And when he came to leave, he was caught. He went to Moscow on like a story that he's really a British citizen from Palestine. Back then, Israel was under British rule. So by accident, he got lost from Poland, and he got into this. They caught him. They thought he was a spy. They almost killed him. And he had miracles. He was in jail for a while. From before Purim, he was in jail. And then he came out on the Sphira of Netzach Shemenetzach. That's him. He came out on this day. But also, in Breslov history, many good things happening on this day. It's a day of mitigation of Taka. It's basically Rabbi Nachman's day. In the Sfirot Omer, the light of Rabbeinu Nachman shines on this day of the Sfirot Omer. So by the Breslov Shul tonight, you probably saw the Sfirot Omer was much more stronger because of the emotion connected and this feeling of this Tzaddik tonight. Al Kopani, this is tonight. We're going to continue where we left off on this Torah, this amazing Torah. But Tzvi Chesed calls this Torah very, very deep. Very deep, very complicated. But the ideas are very, very shaykh, they're very applicable. You need them in life. So we're going to continue where we left off last week. We're in Torah Samech Zayin, part 1, not Tinyan, Kama, it's called Vayiven Hashem Elokim et Hatzela. In paragraph 1, in Sif Aleph, towards the end. Towards the end, the words begin V'Aklal. It gives a summary. When he gives a summary of what he said until now, about the idea, and this idea, when you think about it, you see it appears a lot in life. A lot. It comes up a lot in life. So you see the words V'Aklal, right? Right before where it says, paragraph 2, Sif Bet, go up like about 5-6 lines. V'Aklal Shakavod Ushor Shalefashot, you see it? It is for some find for you some design. One. Okay. So right before bet, 4 lines, it says very clever. Before it says paragraph bet, go like 3, 4, 5 lines. Okay, so the rule is, the bottom line is, and this concept again is, when you think about it, it's scary. Because you see in life, I'm going to say, I'm jumping, I'm going to say it ahead of time. You see in life how people fall when they have a big high. When there's a big light, so in English we say they put their guards down. In other words, they're not careful, they let their guards down, and then afterwards, they get a smack. But let's see. V'Aklal, the rule is, Kavod Ushor Shanefashot. Kavod, honor, glory, Kavod of Hashem, is the root of the nefesh. V'Alken. So therefore, when a person gets kavod, it's one of 2 things. Lifamim ba kavod chadash la'adam. Histalkut is a nefesh. Sometimes a person gets a new kavod coming to him in order to chas shalom take away his soul. Histalkut is a nefesh, take away his soul, chas shalom. And we explained last week, it doesn't mean just not only physical, but also if you got somewhere in life, then it's taken away, chas shalom. It's sad to say, but we have to explain this. In life, when people start off life, right? As a teenager, so the whole picture of life is positive. I'm going to get married, I'm going to have a family, I'm going to have children, and I'm going to start finishing Shas, and I'm going to become somebody, and I gotta come closer to Hashem, I'm gonna work on my midas. So the attitude of a Jew, obviously, when starting in the beginning of life, everything's positive and everything's open. You see Hashem is opening the pathway. There's obstacles, but you see that Hashem, that if you hold on, you have a derech. And you see people get to certain positions in life, people advance. Then, certain people, they get an unexpected, sometimes chas v'shalom, a death in the family, somebody gets sick. All these things like failures, chas v'shalom, happen. And at that point, it's a person is really broken. So here in this lesson, Rabbeinu is saying how to be careful that this shouldn't happen. And if it does happen, it will be minimal. How? Is that you have your guard, you're always on guard. Because what happens is when Hashem lifts up a person, I'm a father, I'm a tati, I have a ganze mishpuche, I have 8 kids now, and Baruch Hashem, I'm becoming somebody and everything. Life is looking so good. When people reach that point in life, at age 30, 40, 50, then all of a sudden, where they didn't expect it, they get a hit. Everyone gets hit in life. Now the thing is, this lesson is teaching you, Rabbeinu, how to be on guard that this should not happen. If it happens, minimum. It shouldn't be chas v'shalom, a really dead end and desperate situation. You should be able to receive it. Because again, kavod is the whole problem, the whole thing. Kavod, Hashem is shining His face to you, that life is going beautiful, life is going sweet, Baruch Hashem. I really shenachas from my family, from my kids, and from this and that, and everything is smooth. That's kavod. Be careful, he said. You have to do shmira, because the kavod coming to you is your nisayon. Are you going to take the kavod for you, or to give it back to Hashem, to throw it back to Hashem? This is I don't deserve anything. The thing is, the test in life is that when Hashem lifts up a person, it makes life beautiful and nice and fine, and then he has his house, his nice house in Borough Park, whatever. And he has a nice tribal, and everything's okay, and beautiful, and the children turn out nice, and this and that. So chas v'shalom, there's the nisayon of kavod, that I'm somebody. And that's your nisayon. He said you have to, at that point, you have to make sure you throw it back to Hashem. Because if not, who knows if the kavod coming to you is to chas v'shalom take away nefesh. To take away nefesh. Yistakul the nefesh chas v'shalom. You have to be on guard to receive, he says in this lesson, to receive the kavod properly. What does it mean to receive the kavod properly? To receive it for the sake of Hashem. Me, I don't deserve anything, and I'm going to remember that. And if kavod is coming my way, something, I have to be very careful now. Now is a dangerous time, that it could be one of two things. Or chas v'shalom, the kavod to take away the good that was given to me, or chas v'shalom, like a physical nefesh, chas v'shalom. Or nefesh also means the accomplishment in your life, that can be taken away also chas v'shalom. Or we're going to say the other side, which is the good, is that they're coming to give you something more. But the trick is the kavod, not to get carried away by the kavod, the honor. I'm somebody, even you thinking subconsciously, I'm somebody, look, Hashem is so good to me, I must be somebody special, I'm advancing and this and that. Be careful, be careful. So again, לפעמים בא כבוד חדש לאדם בשביל הסתלקות איזה נפש חס ושלום. Sometimes a new kavod comes to the person in order to chas v'shalom take away nefesh. Because the nefesh is rooted in the kavod, so it's like a magnet. If now kavod comes, so then the nefesh of the person is drawn to the kavod, and if now the kavod is taken away, it pulls with it the nefesh. That was the whole thing we said last week. We brought proofs. The pasuk kvod Hashem ya'asfecha, the honor of Hashem gathers in a person. When a person passes away, the nefesh goes to where? To the honor. So it's like a magnet. If now kavod is coming, it could be chas v'shalom, a death call, a call for the end. It's the end of something, or the opposite, which we're going to see now. So because of that, it depends on how you accept the kavod. You have to be very careful when you receive the kavod, to receive it in holiness, and to remember that it's only Hashem in the picture. Like the mashal of the guy walking in the circus. You have the guy walking on the what's it called, the tightrope. You know, the guy walking and he has the pole and he's walking. And the audience, everyone is, coming. If for 1 second he looks at the audience, he's going to fall. That's it. It's finished. For 1 second he looks at the couple, they're honoring, they're clapping their hands, go, 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 go. They had a guy now recently who did the Grand Canyon. You heard about this? He crossed the Grand Canyon with no catch, no safety net on the bottom. For 20 minutes he was crossing like that. And for 1 second, and he looks at the people waiting for him to apply on the other side, they're finished, chas v'shalom. The kavod is the trick. I'm not looking at the kavod, but looking what the kavod is bringing, the nefesh, the soul, the added benefit. And if chas v'shalom I get carried, if I look at the kavod, that means I'm focusing on the kavod and making an issue of the kavod. So then the kavod goes away, it pulls with it chas v'shalom the nefesh. Kedei shetistalek hanefesh el hakavod, so that the soul should go back to the kavod, as mentioned above, because the root of the nefesh is in the kavod, the glory of Hashem. We explained this last week. I can't go into all the details again. How kavod is the root of the nefesh. How is this the case? Aval, Rabbi Nachman teaches al pirov, in the main, ba kavod the tova. Then the main, the honor, glory comes to a person for good. What does it mean for good? Dainu, in other words, sheba nefesh chadasha le'adam, a new soul is coming to a person. In other words, what does it mean a new soul? You have a soul, you're born with a soul. What is a new soul? It's like they re-energize your nefesh. You're given a boost throughout life to accomplish more things, to advance, to reach higher levels, to keep on going, to get up again, and to start again, and to get things moving. This is what's called the new soul is given to the person. So in the main, the kavod comes for good. Rav Nosson writes in the abridged Likutey Moharan, but it's all up to you. If now a person is after the kavod, he's just impressed with the glory and the honor, I'm going to become a big rabbi, a big speaker, I'm going to have thousands of people listening to my classes, and he's going to be like, he has in mind the idea of kavod. So even if kavod comes and it's for good, it's to help him, because his attitude of the kavod is not good, it's negative, it could chas v'shalom be transformed and turned to take away what was given to him, all the good accomplishments in life. That's why kavod is a big, big danger. And again, all of life is based on kavod. Everyone, even the goyim. Hashem made it in human society, human the world, both goyim and yidden, to run after honor. Everyone is running after money, power, wealth. Everyone wants something, accomplishment. I want to raise enough money, have a nice house, a nice car, or whatever. And Gashmi by the goyim, that's for sure. And by the yidden also in the religious area, to become a chacham, to become a tzaddik, to become a Breslov. People have an attitude, I have to become somebody. So that attitude of the kavod is dangerous. Don't look at the kavod, look at what the kavod is to give to you. And it's tricky. And again, if he says, or like I said, Rav Nosson says, that you can change it, even though the kavod in the main is coming to help you, to give you something, if you're after the kavod, then it's going to go away and take away what it had in store to give you the goodies, the benefits, the pluses. Okay? In other words, a new soul comes to a person. It's like, you see, the kavod, or it's coming to take away the soul, or it's coming with a soul. Like he said earlier in the lesson, the kavod is like Chava, who's an em kol chai, the mother of all of nature. And like a mother has, when pregnant, a baby inside, so too the kavod comes to a person with it inside it, a new nefesh to give to him, as opposed to a kavod, honor coming to take away his nefesh that he has, to pull it back out, chas v'shalom. The main, Rabbi Nachman says, Midah Tova Meruban, the main, that the kavod comes to a person for his benefit. But again, you have to see, he says, Rabbi Nosson in the prayer on the Torah, to receive the kavod Kedusha V'Tahara, which means for the sake of Hashem. I'm nobody, Hashem, you're giving me gifts, I don't deserve anything. Everything is chesed, is kindness, thank you, Hashem. This is not receiving it, honor, I don't deserve anything. I'm about the address, it's for Hashem, not me. Okay? Through this honor, which is the root of all the souls, that's why it's coming in the form of honor. Again is warning. Therefore, a person has to be very careful. To receive the honor with tremendous holiness, which means for the sake of heaven. What does it mean to receive honor and holiness? That you don't take the honor for your personal gain of power, of being somebody, being over other people, but receive it for the sake of Hashem. The Shmoy explains, the Shmoy for the sake of heaven alone. That's the way to receive the honor properly, in order to get the benefit, the soul which is in it. Because the honor is the root of all the souls. This thing, I see he's using these wording of kavod and nefesh, but this idea appears in life over and over and over and over again. And it's a big test in life. And what kind of questions? Keep it in mind. Okay, bet. The tzarich lerot. And the person has to see now, and the next point now. Sheyeh panim el hakavod. Okay, Now the kavod comes to you. The person now received the honor. You have to make sure that the honor has what's called a face. What is this thing? A face. Shei panim el hakavod. And so first, he doesn't explain it yet, but he explains what causes the kavod to lose its face. Already we can explain, panim means nesiut panim. But we say in Birkat Kohanim every day, Yisa Hashem panav elecha, may Hashem bestow the countenance of his face, which means kindness even though you don't deserve it. Hashem is shining his face on a person. The panim, the holy countenance, means that things are going smooth and beautiful in life. There's a countenance of Hashem. He's connecting it that the honor should have a countenance. In other words, the honor of Hashem, and you're putting to it, you're getting to it, attached to it, that the honor of Hashem is coming with tremendous benefits. The panim. We're going to see now. Watch. Ki avidei ta'avat achila, unbelievable. Through gluttony, the desire for eating, and he's referring specifically when a person overeats. A person eats above what he needs to eat in order to survive. He's eating because he likes the taste of the kugel, of the chocolate, of the cakes, and he just likes the food. He's not really hungry. If he was hungry, he would eat other healthier food. But he sees a delicious pizza or an ice cream, whatever, so he has gluttony. He's not really hungry right now. So this is what's called ta'avat achila. That's what he's calling it. He's going to explain from the negative how we get to the positive. How to understand the idea. Through the desire for eating, gluttony, then the honor is blemished. And the honor doesn't have a face. In other words, the honor is not shining to a person. What does it mean? That a person can have honor, but it's backwards. To explain this, we're going to use from another lesson in Likutey Moharan to understand this. Lesson number 6, which almost everybody knows about Torah Vav, which talks about the bizyonot, getting insulted in life, to accept it by quiet. When a person is being insulted, he remains silent. He comes to what's called kavod Elokim, the honor of Elokim. But because the honor of Hashem is coming to the Lord, Elokim is not Yud Kevavke, it's not compassion, it's deep. Because the honor is coming in the format of insults, and he's accepting it, so it's not called panim, it's called achor. Whereas here, this is an honor coming to a person with a face. In other words, it's openly recognizable that this is the honor of Hashem. There, when a person now remains silent, he's being insulted, and he remains silent for the sake of connecting to the honor of Hashem. So the honor of Hashem is coming to him, but in a back motion. In other words, it's coming backwards. It's coming to him, but disguised in insults and disgrace, and he's blushing and he's biting his lips not to answer back and to accept it. So it hurts. In other words, it's in a negative format, but it's good. It's something positive. He's zocher through that to kvod Elokim. But here he's talking about a higher level where the kavod is open. Kavod has a panim, meaning the honor is coming, and Hashem is shining with the countenance on the person. And again, a person's in danger. How you accept the kavod? You're accepting it properly, or chas v'shalom, you're not accepting. You're gonna take it for yourself. That's the danger of the kavod, which has a panim. But it's good. The benefit is amazing. It's an open countenance, and you're getting from it. What can ruin it? When the kavod doesn't, when the countenance, the beneficial, the giving attitude of Hashem in the honor that's coming your way, what ruins it is gluttony. How come? What's the connection with overeating and honor here? So he explains, Ki shulchano shel adam hi bechinat keter malchut. Look at this. A man's table is like a crown of kingship. The Gemara says that. The Gemara says that a person's table connotes majesty. We'll learn that out. Parshat Truma, in the Parshat Truma, where it discusses the building of the ark, the building of the table of the 12 showbreads, the building of the menorah, right? And the mizbeach, the altar, the golden altar, and then the outside altar for the korbanot, sacrifices. So it says, you notice, by the ark where Moshe put the tablets, and by the table, they have what's called the zer zahav, a type of a lip around the table of the ark. The kapor, the covering of the ark went and sat on the box of the ark, and the lip was still outside. It was protruding here. So when the covering went on, it didn't go on the actual lip sticking out. It went before it. So the lip is still sticking over, up above the kapor, the covering of the ark. The shulchan, the table, also had a zer zav. So Rashi explains that this one is called the Keter Keuna, this one's called Keter Torah, this one's called Keter Malchut, because there was also another, one of the altars also had a zer. So the crown around the table is called, the table is the Keter Melucha. The crown, it's like a crown, because the lid going around the whole table forms like a crown, and it's called the crown of kingship, of Melucha. And a person's table, in other words, how he eats, because the whole difference between humankind and the rest of the creation, the animals, the birds, the insects, and everything, is how we eat. If you look at an animal, you look at a human being, according to how the Torah dictates what a human being eats like. The laws of derech eretz, the laws of eating properly, slowly, and everything. So this is the main difference between a human being and an animal, is basically in the eating process. And that's what he says, the Gemara says, the person's table is a crown of kingship. In self-control, in eating, we eat on a table, all this connotes glory. Kavod, but majestic. That's the idea of glory. We can go into this a lot, there's a lot of depth in this, but for now this is the idea. So when you say a crown of kingship, this is the idea of glory. And he brings a proof of that, like it says in Tehillim, Melech HaKavod, the king of glory. Right, it's a pasuk in Psalms chapter 24, Miuzeh Melech HaKavod, the king of glory. So by saying king and glory, is connecting them. Right, I was listening to Rabbi Tzvi Chesed today, and he says there's a lot of problems here. Why? According to the Kabbalah, what is kavod? Kavod is not, Melech is the lowest sphere, that's Malchut, kingship. And Kavod is associated with Keter, the crown, the highest sphere. And here we're joining them together. We're calling the Melech, the Malchut, Kavod, which belongs to Keter. We're giving the term to Malchut. So this is the idea. And Rabbi Nachman also talks about it in several places, lesson 49, that Malchut, the sphere of Malchut, receives its energy, its koach, to do what it does from Keter, the highest level. In other words, the final manifestation of Hashem's crown, of Hashem's presence in the world, is revealed to the Malchut. The king, he has a crown, but the queen's power is executed by his decrees. I say do this, no taxing on this, to punish these types of people. The king's rulership is revealed in his melucha. He has a crown. The crown gives him the authority, gives him the power, but it's revealed in melucha, malchut. Okay? So that's the joining of melech and kavod, because the crown, the kavod, is revealed in the melech. In our context, the nefesh, which you spoke about earlier, the soul, is connected directly, according to the Kabbalah, to malchut. How it works like this: a Jew has 5 souls. You have what's called nefesh, ruach, neshama. Right, the 3 lower souls. The nefesh is the lower soul. The ruach is the spirit. The neshama is the upper soul. You have what's called chaya and yechida. Chaya is like a living spirit, a living being, and then yechida, an individual, a singular existence. We have no contact with these 2 high levels, the super high. What we have access to is the 3 lower ones. Let me just show you on the map. It's easier to see the setup. There's an index in the back of the book. It shows you how it works with the sphere of the 5 the levels of existence. Here we go. See, look here. I don't know if you can see so well. See? Nefesh, ruach, neshama, chaya, yechida. So nefesh in the sphirot corresponds to malchut, the lowest sphere. Because just like nefesh is the lowest soul, so it corresponds to malchut. The ruach, the spirit, is tiferet, which includes within it 6 sphirot. So malchut is 1. Tiferet is called normally the combination of all the 6. You have 7 now. Neshama, the upper soul, is bina. And then what's above us is the chaya, which is chokhmah, and yechida, which is keter. This is a bit of Kabbalah, I understand, but just understand how it works. Kavod, honor, is connected to keter, and it's not revealed in this world. How is the light of keter revealed? Through malchut, through the nefesh. And the expression of the highest level of keter, the crown, the kavod, the glory of Hashem, is revealed specifically in the lower soul, the soul, which is malchut. So these are ideas in Kabbalah, but he's joining them together. Melech HaKavod, because that's where the expression of the kavod is in the melech, the melucha. And also, when Hashem is sending a person's honor, the honor coming to a person is revealed in the nefesh, the accomplishment that he's getting things done, and becoming something. So you understand through this that Hashem is lifting you up. Hashem is honoring you, so to speak. He's giving you honor. Things are happening, and from them, honor is being revealed. So you understand that the kavod is behind it. So, but the kavod itself, it's intangible. It's revealed through what Hashem is giving. The nefesh chadash, the new soul coming to a person, the new gifts that He's giving to a person, so that has revealed the honor. And now a person who tries to grab the honor, because honor is connected to Keter, and Keter, it's impossible, according to this level of existence called Keter, this sphere called Keter, it's impossible to grasp. So when a person wants the honor, he's trying to connect to something which is above his grasp. It's not, you're taking the kavod, which is the kavod of Hashem, and you want to materialize it, to give it to yourself, you want to give it to the malchut. But no, the kavod has to stay always to Hashem in order for the malchut to give nourishment, to give gifts to you. Once you want to also take the kavod, the keter, you're in danger. Then the keter, takes off and pulls with it all the benefits coming through it. So that's the danger again of the kavod. But in our context, melech hakavod. Ki hakavod hu bechinat malchut. He's saying they're one. The glory, the keter, the honor, is malchut, the kingship, because that's when the kingship is revealed. The honor is revealed through the kingship. So now, what does that do with eating? When a person blemishes in the eating, so then the honor is blemished. And there's no face, there's no countenance to the glory. The glory is coming in a concealed manner and not in a revealed manner. When it says, Vistarti fanai vaya le'echol, that Hashem says, I will conceal my face, v'haya le'echol, and look at the pasuk. Hashem says, I will hide my face, and He will be food for the enemies. The pshat is the simple meaning, will be food for the enemies. But look how Rabbi Nachman interprets it. Vistarti fanai, what causes a concealment of Hashem's countenance is v'haya, when the person he's so involved in his eating. V'haya le'echol. He himself, he doesn't eat for nourishment. He eats because he wants to eat. He's so into the eating, he becomes one with his eating. He discussed this also in lesson 29 in the Likutey Moharan. We saw this lesson 29. Sorry, lesson Lametet, lesson 39. So he explains, that a person through gluttony, that a person eats above what he eats, and he's so involved into it. He's eating for the sake of eating. This causes a concealment of the face. When we start Tifanai, so Rabbi Nachman is reading the beginning of the pasuk. When we start Tifanai, and Hashem conceals his face, is because of Vaya Lecha. So this is an amazing thing that Hashem wants, or He's saying that the kavod needs to have a face, because that's when it's shining to a person, and that's when the nefesh comes, when there's a face to it. And but that to make that there's a face in the kavod, you have to be careful that the food is done properly. Because basically, what is food? What is food? Food is what joins the soul and the body together. The nefesh that you have already, and the new nefesh that Hashem wants to give you, so its existence in this world is dependent on the eating. Because if there's no eating, then there's no body and soul, and the nefesh has no place to reside in this world. So that's why eating is a major factor to make sure that the kavod is revealed with a face, which means with benefit. And then the person can receive properly the soul. There's a lot of depth in this and the Kabbalah. Like I said, this lesson is very deep, but there's amazing points that come out of it. This idea of the face also talks about, it's also related to in human relationships and also in reproduction, procreation, that everything is by the face. Then we can't go into the details that much, but basically by the Torah, procreation is what's called panim and panim. It's called face to face. Whereas animals are called achor be'achor, backwards. Everything is back. But by the Torah, it's supposed to be face to face. And that's the idea that he's saying, that the honor has to have a face. What it said in the beginning of the lesson, that Hashem brought Chava to Adam. He brought them and they were face to face afterwards. At the beginning, it says that Adam and Chava were back to back. Then Hashem cut them. Right, he cut the nesira, the cutting of them, or from the rib or from the back, and then they were face to face. And then procreation takes place when it's face to face. So that's why Rabbi Nachman is stressing this idea of the panim, because of what it signifies, panim. The panim signifies intellect,
coming up, we're going to see the false leaders. Is what's called the false leaders are called Pnei Hador, Pnei Achelev. That the face of the generation is like the face of a dog. In other words, chutzpah. You have people who have a chutzpah face, but then you have the Pnei Hador, the tzaddikim, the ksherim, who are really the face of the generation. When you always when you say the face of the generation, that means the true leaders, the tzaddikim, the true tzaddikim, their face shines the wisdom needed to guide the generation how to serve Hashem. It's containing wisdom. Panim is kindness. Is when tzaddikim reveal Torah teachings and give you advice what to do. It's a comfort. There's a light because at least you're not lost in darkness. You're not walking around in darkness. When tzaddikim give you advice what to do in your situation, oh wow, I feel so good now. I feel so much better that I'm getting guidance in life. That's panim. Whereas a person's walking achor, you don't see everything's darkness. Help me Hashem, and you're just crying to Hashem. But in darkness, panim is when you're revealed what's happening, what's the deeper meaning of what you're going through in life, and the guidelines of what you have to do. So this is a countenance. I see. Because in other words, panim is connected to sechel. Like the pasuk says, it doesn't say it in this lesson, but it's understood. Chochmat Adam ta'ir panam. The wisdom of a person, it's a verse in Mishnah, I think. The wisdom of a person enlightens his face. The face connotes guidance, understanding, goodness. You see these clarity. You see a person's face, you see everything about it. The face shows who the person really is on the chokhmah. The wisdom is revealed in the face. So the kavod, the glory, is coming in a revealed manner. In other words, the kavod is coming to you, and it's coming to give you this wisdom. But that he's saying here, again, there's a lot of depth in this lesson. But that he's saying here that you have to make sure that the kavod has a panim. What he's saying, in other words, we can understand it to mean, in context of what's coming up in the lesson, that when Hashem sends you the honor, give it back. How do you give back honor? By not taking the honor for yourself, but giving it to those who truly represent Hashem. To giving the honor to the true tzaddikim. In other words, that the honor should have a face is basically saying, don't use the honor to become a false leader. Because when Hashem shines His light to a person, he can get misled. I can guide people now, I can give people advice, I'm somebody and this and that. Watch it. The honor is only due to the true tzaddikim. They're the Pnei Hador. So what he's saying here is that kavod has to have a panim, means that you make sure when honor comes to you, to redirect it to where it really belongs, which is to the true tzaddikim, the true leaders. I'm just a receiver here. I'm not anybody. I'm not anyone in the picture. That the kavod should have a panim. It's an important point to this lesson, because one of the main points of this lesson is false leadership. False leadership. Eating causes that damage more than anything else. Unbelievable. There's a lot of depth in here. I don't know exactly how far it goes, but he's saying the blemish of the eating is so severe that it causes false. We're going to see coming up. It causes false leadership. False leadership, whether in the Jewish world, whether in the world at large, that people get misled by idol worship, idolatry, whatever. That's because the panim of the honor of Hashem, the face of it is located where? In the wrong address. What causes that? Believe it or not, it's the blemish in eating. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what he's saying here. It's that anytime you see in the Torah that there was a blemish, you see it was connected with eating. For example, Purim, Haman and Achashverosh, it's brought down in the Midrash. They plotted that the Jews should partake of the Seudah of Achashverosh, which there was non-kosher wine, there was non-kosher items there. They stumbled, and through that, he was able to get them. Also, it says, by the golden calf, right? It says also, Vayakumu Litzachek, they got up to joke around and play around. Rashi says, to have forbidden relations, and also some say murder and idolatry. It says before that they were I forgot the wording in the verse. Shato ve'achol. The Jews sat down to eat and drink, and then it says vayakumu litzachek. Wherever there's a blemish in eating, there's a problem. Also by Adam and Chava, also the eating of the tree of knowledge, eating. But she ate. She wasn't supposed to eat. This eating factor, whenever you find a blemish in the Torah, there is an eating connected to it. Always there's eating connected to it. You go through the Torah, all cases where there was a fall, it was connected to some blemish in the eating. Like also by the Slav The Jews asked for the quail, they asked for meat, they weren't satisfied for the manna, they're complaining about nothing to eat. So always the eating factor leads to machloket afterwards, conflict against the true leadership. And that was the cause of blemish in belief in Hashem and in the tzaddikim. It's something which is repeated in the Torah. I'm not saying he goes into this in the Likutey Moharan. We'll see it later on, hopefully. So let's go on a little. We'll start by the positive now. Now by eating a little, that's what you need. Not overdo it. That person breaks the desire for eating. He eats only like a person's supposed to. Like we're going to see. This causes Hashem's nesiyut panim, Hashem shining the countenance. The shining the countenance means that Hashem also gives a person gifts even though he doesn't deserve it. It's undeserved, and it's clear that it's undeserved. Like the rabbis taught in the Gemara, Masechet Brachot, it says there, Isa Hashem panav elecha, right? The bracha the Kohanim. The Kohanim say, they bless the Jewish people every morning. Isa Hashem, may Hashem lift up His face to you. That would show divine favor to you. So the Gemara says there in Masechet Brachot, we saw this in lesson 47 also, that the angel said to Hashem, what is this? In your Torah you have bribery? You have falsehood in your Torah? Why do we say that? Because there's another passage that says in Dvarim that God is a God who doesn't take bribery. He doesn't lo yisa panim v'lo yikach shochad. Hashem is you can't play games with Hashem. If you do something wrong, you get punished. If you do something good, you get rewarded. And then the verse goes on to say there in Dvarim, because Hashem, He's not someone who will just show favor to somebody and cheat in the justice system, and He won't take bribery. That's it. So that the angel said to Hashem, you say that in Dvarim, but now in the priestly blessings in Parashat Naso, you say that Hashem will shine favor to you. Hashem will cheat. Hashem will do good for you when you don't deserve it. So the angel said to Hashem, how could you have this contradiction in the Torah? So the Gemara says that Hashem answered the angels. What he says here now, he's quoting now, he said, etc., etc. He's skipping the whole story in the Gemara about the angels. He wants to get to the point. Hashem told the angels, what? I'm not going to show favor for the Jewish people? How could you say, how could they not to do that? Shani amarti, because I said in the Torah, v'chalta, v'savata, uverachta. There's a commandment when the Jews eat and are then satisfied, they eat until they're full, then uberachta, then to do birkat hamazon, then to do the blessing, the grace after meals. Only when you're full. And they, the Jews, even if they eat what's called the kazayit kabetza, look what he says, v'hem medaktekim mi kazayit v'ad kabetza, and they're very medaktik, they're very precise, of even when they eat an olive-sized worth, which is 30 grams approximately, and up to 60 grams, they're already careful to say a blessing of birkat hamazon. Halacha is, we know today, that if anyone eats bread over 30 grams, even if you're still hungry, you have to say birkat hamazon. And it's an obligation, not as much as what it says in the Torah, eat, be full, and then say birkat hamazon, then it's called chiyuv d'oraita, an obligation from the Torah. But he said that the Rabbanan, there's a whole thing, it's a whole thing in the Tosfot there, that we learn out that according to the Rabbanan, from already 30 grams, you're obligated, the Rabbanan, to say birkat hamazon. And that's what Hashem is saying here. He's praising the Jewish people. I require from them only when they're full to say birkat hamazon, and then even when they eat mikazait al kabetza, to point out that's not what it says in the Gemara. Look in the Gemara. It says v'daktekim bekazait ubekabetza, and Rabbeinu changed the wording. Also, we saw this in lesson 47. He also used the exact same wording. Mikazait from 30 grams to 60 grams. In other words, if I eat under 60 grams, I'm still obligated birkat hamazon. And then ad kabetza, in other words, this borderline, normally a person after eating 60 grams, a normal stomach, a normal person is already satiated with 60 grams of bread. Already it begins a satiation. And they're already, the Jews, already mikazait from 30 grams to 60 grams, already medaktik to say birkat hamazon. So what's learned out from here? That they eat a little, and instead of continuing to eat, they stop already, and they say already bracha achrona. So from here, Rabbi Nachman is trying to learn out, he's showing us eating a little bit, eating a little bit, that already causes what Hashem says. How could I not show for them favor? I told them in the Torah, eat well, stuff your stuff very well, eat everything, and then do Birkat Hamazon. And they eat a little, and they say Birkat Hamazon. So for sure I'm going to show favor. So we're going to deduce it from here. So from here you see that the Nesiut Panim, the shining of the face, comes from eating a minimum. So that's what he wants to get to, is this Nesiut Panim. It comes out already from this point. Okay? Okay? Nimtza sh'alidei shibur tavat achila. So therefore, by breaking the desire for eating, which means eating a lot, and it's understood from here, what's understood from here? Even if I'm still hungry, and yet I eat minimum, because I know that it's the nature of the stomach to growl and be hungry above what a person needs. How does it work? How does the body work? It's important to know this. When a person gets used to eating a lot, so then when he stops eating that amount, for example, Pesach, people eat a lot, okay? So the stomach expands, okay? And the stomach expands and it stays that way. So then after Pesach, when you want to eat less, the stomach is growling because you got it so adjusted to eating a lot, the Yom Tov food, the chicken and all the flesh and all the zachin, you got the stomach adjusted and it has to shrink again. So there's a hunger pangs to get it back to normal. So normally when a person is still hungry, it's not necessarily an indication that he still needs to eat. He just got his stomach is adjusted to eating much more than he needed, now he has to readjust it. That's difficult, it's very difficult. Because the person, oh my God, my stomach normally people are under stress. People at work and this and that, and on top of that you give them that they can't eat, they have to refrain. So it's a very difficult Nisan saying. Because it's difficult, that's why Hashem praises it. If a person can do that in eating less than what he needs, because the stomach is so used to eating much more than what the body needs, and he's eating what he needs, less. Like it's in the Rambam, by the way. The Rambam, the laws of health of eating, he says eat until the stomach is filled 2/3. The Rambam says don't eat until, oh my God, no, don't do that. Eat until you feel you're getting full, and then stop. Because normally, this is known, I guess, in the world, that the stomach indicates to the body that it's full. About 20 minutes after a person stops eating, then you feel that you're full. So that's the case. If now you eat until at the beginning you feel full, so afterwards you're going to feel stuffed, it's called. So what the Rambam says to do is to eat up to 2/3. And that way you're leaving the room. And so even if you still feel hungry, you have to wait. That's a big test. It's not easy. It's not easy. That's why he's saying, the Gemara says, Hashem says, well, I'm not going to show favor. I tell them, eat well, and the Jews purposely eat less, because I have the mitzvah, and then they end their meal, okay, we finish the meal, so Hashem says, I'm going to for sure show favor. So it's a big level, this. In this lesson, he's going to show how to get to this. You don't begin at this point. There's something that comes before this. It's called tzedakah. We're going to see coming up how the tzedakah, specifically the tzedakah in the morning prayers, at Vayivarech David, in the Psukei Dezimra in the morning, when you stand up and say Vayivarech David, when you say the 3 words V'ata Moshe Bakol, so the custom is to give coins to charity at that point. The Arizal talks extensively about the greatness of that tzedakah at that point. And Rabbi Nachman adds another dimension that tzedakah, believe it or not, is so powerful. It restores the kavod back to Hashem, and all these things become rectified. Your eating becomes in check, your kavod attitude of being able to receive kavod properly, not for your sake, your back to Hashem becomes in check. The false leaders are broken, they lose all their status in the eyes of the world. It happens automatically. And the true honor is always given to the tzaddikim who are always running away from the honor. It runs after them. The honor goes back to the people who deserve the honor. All this through tzedakah. Bezat Hashem, we'll continue this next week. So you had a question. You still have a question? Forgot it? It's achli and shtiya, both. Yeah. Eating the drink. So you have all these tasty drinks, right? Sometimes you drink a 7-Up, not because you're thirsty. What?
You can't help but drink.
Right, exactly. But by something which is tasty, like a 7-Up and a Pepsi, you're drinking because it's tasty, you're not drinking because you... And again, we're not talking about Shabbat. On Shabbat, it's a mitzvah to eat all the way. Shabbat, Yom Tov, Rosh Chodesh, where it's a similar mitzvah, then it's proper to eat. Enjoy yourself all the way. We're talking about during the week, when there's no mitzvah to eat, eating only for survival. That's it. Not eating for enjoyment. You're eating just in order to function, to work, to get up, to pray, to learn, to daven. That's why we're eating during the week. Shabbat, the whole thing is Hashem wants us to eat. He opens up the tables. I want to honor you by eating. That's everything, to eat, to get stuffed. Yes, that's it. On Shabbat or every time? During the week. Right. And you're making yourself, in our context, a person he didn't eat until he's stuffed. And he's saying that, he's showing Hashem, I'm acting as if, and by Hashem is really impressed with him. That's not a lie, because Hashem is praising the Jews, that he's showing that I'm Sabeh Hashem, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it, because the real truth is the body is satiated with the garment that he's eating. He's not eating a crumb. It's not like a concentration camp position, like a crumb, a little piece. He's eating something which is normal. And he stopped. Okay, I ate normal. And as opposed to what I'm still hungry, I'm going to eat another burger. I'm still not going another schnitzel, another this, another. Hey, take it easy, right? That's what we're talking about here. The body is already satiated, but the person's gluttony wants him to eat more. His eyes and the stomach are connected. They see the food, right? They want to eat more because of seeing it, but not because necessarily that he's really hungry. So he's not saying a lie. It's really saveh. It's really satiation. It's really satisfying.